Hey, good morning, or good evening. Depends on when you're listening to this, but welcome to a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon show. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of zoneofgenius.com, and I'm glad you're here today. We have an on fire episode as we have for you today, with our main topic being you can make an impact, a big impact, in fact, with small ways. So welcome to a brand new edition of today's Rundown with Ramon. Today, we're going to talk about grabbed from the headlines minimum wage hikes to benefit over 8 million workers. Maybe. Startup led by ex-Apple engineers raises $107 million. Why that's important for you. Chick-fil-A leans on nostalgia for anniversary boost. And Uber Lucid unveil robotaxi set for launch in San Francisco. And Amazon launches Alexa Plus website. That and more on today's Rundown with Ramon show or podcast. Glad you're here today. I hope today's a blessed day for you as we get into the show. And reminder, this episode brought to you by our friends at Bitdefender. Listen, when you go home at night, you lock the door of your house. When you leave your car, you lock your car door. Are you making sure that your business, especially your small business, is secure? Download and check out Bitdefender at bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon. And so you don't miss out on all the insight we have on Zone of Genius with shows like this. Check us out at zoneofgenius.com/subscribe, zoneofgenius.com/subscribe. Make sure you sign up so you don't miss out on amazing content like this. With that, let's begin today's show, The Rundown with Ramon. All right. So headline number one, minimum wage hikes to benefit over 8 million U.S. workers. LinkedIn says the minimum wage is rising across the USA, with 19 states enacting increases this month that will benefit an estimated 8.3 million workers. So there is a federal minimum wage, I believe, and then states add on their minimum wage as well. The federal minimum wage of $7.25 is there, but then more workers now live in states that say, no, you got to pay at least $15 an hour, a bit more than the federal government demands. So I'm always happy when people can get paid more, live better lives, save more money, pay off more debt, have nicer things, live a better life, maybe just have something to eat. Because the minimum wage, it's very hard to live off of minimum wage, to have maybe a parent not be able to work and spend more time with their children, whatever. But keep in mind, the more you force companies as well to pay more than they think they can, that means some companies don't have the profitability to just pay that off. And that means higher prices go to the consumers, or they have to lay off people. So headline of the day, minimum wage is growing. And listen, that's good. I love when people can be paid more, but keep in mind, everything that sounds good is not always good to all, and it may bite you in the butt later on. Ding, 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 ding. This is interesting news. A startup led by ex-Apple engineers raises $107 million. Why is this important? 3 ex-Apple engineers who helped develop the depth sensing tech behind Face ID have teamed up to form Light, a startup focused on the visual brain of robots. Now, why is this important? Because companies like Uber and Lyft and Waymo and other companies, they can leverage technology like this even better to help robots perceive and navigate with greater accuracy. Use cases could include humanoid robots to robotaxis and more. Again, welcome to a brand new edition of today's Rundown with Ramon. Our flagship topic is you can make a big impact in small ways. Iana, glad you're here today. Thank you for taking the time to be here today. Iana, the musical web, I appreciate you so much. Be blessed today. Alexandria Nicole, glad you're here. EYG Events, always love seeing Alexandria show up here. Check out her amazing community as well. Of course, my good friend, Dr. Jeannie Snyder's in the house. Dr. Jeannie, glad to have you here. As always, thanks for being here. We got a whole cross-platform of people watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, and more. Love how this show is growing with some even bigger things happening. And man, it's amazing how when you do things and spread seeds, when I look at YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on other platforms, the reach is growing. People are loving Ramon's Unapologetically Positive and our office hours with Ramon, as we're teaching entrepreneurs, teaching small businesses how to take their businesses to the next level. Ding, 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 ding. Another headline of the day, Chick-fil-A leans on nostalgia for anniversary boost. Check this out. Chick-fil-A is celebrating its 80th anniversary with a retro-inspired nostalgia marketing campaign, complete with themed merchandise and the chance to win free food for the year. Its biggest ever marketing push comes as restaurants, including Chick-fil-A, try to reverse traffic slowdown. So the chain's sales growth shrunk to 5.4% growth in 2024, its first year below double digits in over a decade, CNBC reports. While competitors wage value wars, Chick-fil-A is betting on nostalgia. The campaign includes $3.99 collectible cups and vintage-inspired packaging for its iconic chicken sandwich. Can that turn the dial? Can that help people buy more into Chick-fil-A? Maybe, but hey, they have enough cash, enough money, enough brand equity to figure it out. And sometimes, Alexandria, am I right? You gotta figure things out. Thank you, Alexandria, by the way, saying I look dapper. You know what? I don't think I'm going to show up like this every rundown with Ramon. But as I announced in my story, my mother died on Christmas Day last week or two. And so this is a celebration. You're welcome to say condolences and all those things, Ramon, but no need. It was some time ago, meaning Christmas Day, a week ago. And it's my mother, I know, but it is a day of celebration. Going to the funeral today, it's a day of celebration of her life, of her ministry, and all of our moms are special. And I'm sure most 99% of mothers are good mothers, and my mother was one of the good ones. And but the thing that's special about her life, she served life in ministry, full-time ministry in our church for over 40 years. So much of her life was spent in full-time ministry. So today we're going to the funeral. Yesterday we had the wake, a memorial service. And so thank you already ahead of time. Many of you did not know. I've been talking about this with the hundreds in my church community, but didn't put it out there in the broader social network because it gets all distracted and people flood you. And I'm so sorry, so sorry. But for me, it's a day of celebration. You can see I'm here doing the rundown with Ramon. So ahead of time, thank you all for the kind words. I receive that, Ayanna, and others who may be wishing that. So moving on, that was one headline of the day today. Chick-fil-A, nostalgia. And I wonder, can that work? Sometimes you got to go back to the basics if you want to see what works and get people invigorated in your brand. Ding, 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 ding. Uber and Lucid unveil robotaxi set for launch in San Francisco. This is interesting. A new robotaxi is making its debut at the 2026 Consumer Electronics Show. Uber electric vehicle maker Lucid and autonomous driving startup Nuro unveiled a modified Lucid Gravity they began testing last month and plan to launch later this year in San Francisco. Also on Monday, Lucid reported that it delivered 15,000 plus EVs in 2025. So why is this important? I think it's important because the world of robo-taxis, the world of autonomous driving, the world of helping all of our cars drive more safe is great. Some people don't like it. They have an emotional connectivity that you have to have a human driver. But I'm telling you, people, I've been in a Waymo twice, and just a little bit I did. I'd rather be in a Waymo car all day. I'll put if my mother was alive, I'd put her in there. You know, an elderly, infirm person, my kids. I'd rather drive a robo-taxi any day. Now, we know in California, when the power went out, and since the power went out, which shuts down the traffic light system, all Waymo cars stopped because the technology got over flooded with signals and they didn't know what to do since there were no traffic lights. So Waymo stopped. It was an inconvenience. I get it. But hey, it's worth it because imagine in a year and 2 years, as this technology goes smoother and smoother, you don't need a human driver to drive you around. Robotaxis, in my humble opinion, are much safer than regular cars. But what do y'all think? What do you think, Alexandria? What do you think, Ayanna? What do you think, Denny Rust? Glad you're here, Denny. Thanks for being on the Rundown with Ramon. Do you think robotaxis are better than human drivers? I personally do think so. Again, this is a brand new edition of today's Rundown with Ramon, talking about robotaxis, Chick-fil-A, and minimum wage hikes and more on the Rundown with Ramon. Before we get to our flagship tip topic of the day. Next up, ding, 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 Amazon launches Alexa Plus website. Amazon has launched a new website allowing users to interact with its AI assistant Alexa Plus directly through their browsers. Until now, according to LinkedIn, users could only access Alexa Plus through a mobile app on or Echo devices. On Alexa.com, users can manage smart home devices and chat with Alexa Plus to explore topics and ask questions. The move positions Alexa Plus alongside other browser-based AI chatbots like Anthropic's Claude and OpenAI's ChatGPT. The tech giant also released a television that resembles a framed piece of art Monday, echoing the sleek design popularized by Samsung Electronics. So, lesson of the day today. Listen, you got ChatGPT, you got Perplexity, you got Claude, You got Gemini, you got Copilot, and now you got Amazon, the brand we all know. We have many of their devices in our homes. They're now enabling browser-based chats with Alexa. Go figure. The world is flooded with AI, which is great for us consumers because choice is always good. Thank you so much, Alexandra. I appreciate those kind words received from you. Ding, 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 ding. Now to our main topic of the day. Big impact in small ways. And I want to remind you before I get to this topic of the day today, reminding you, I'll be at so many amazing, amazing events coming up. At the end of January, I'll be at the Youth Leadership Conference, Inspiring Youth on a Mission to Success, IYMS.world in Myrtle Beach. Check me out there. Scale with Stability Summit. Join me and other amazing speakers, blanking out on the big name who's coming there, but scalewithstability.com. Check that out. And those of you who are like, Ramon, I've always wanted to work with you. Ramon, I wanted you to mentor me, to coach me, to help me in my business. Well, now you have a choice to do that by joining me in Ramon Office Hours. I'm giving office hours to help small businesses grow at RamonOfficeHours.com, RamonOfficeHours.com. So our main topic of the day today. Here's what I want you to understand. You can make an impact in small ways, and making a positive impact every single day is important for your own growth and to help grow others. We're put on this world for humans to help humans. Making a positive impact is important, but one need not do big things to make a difference. It's the simple acts that you can do daily that can make an impact, and you never know who you're making an impact with. You never know who you're impacting, who you're affecting. What are some simple things you can do? Just saying hi. Do you know how many people pass each other on the street and don't acknowledge somebody? Just say hi. What about a smile? Smiling at somebody as you go by them, just a smile so they know you care. What about giving a compliment? That's a nice hat you have. That's a nice scarf you have. Alexandra gave me a compliment today. Told me I look dapper. Maybe you treat someone to coffee. Maybe it's a stranger. Not doing something hanky-panky, flirting with them, whatever, but just saying, hey, I got this person's neck coffee. What's it going to cost you? $2, $5, whatever it is. Help out at church or whatever community you're in. Volunteer somewhere and help out. Maybe you leave someone a direct message of encouragement and let somebody know you're thinking of them. Let somebody know you care. Just tell them that you're thinking of them. Encourage them to move forward. So my point being today, as I share in my social stories every time, to make an impact, we don't have to do something big and major. We don't have to be a $1 billion brand. We don't have to be Oprah Winfrey. We can make an impact in simple ways. And imagine if all, 8 billion, all 300 million, 400 million Americans, whatever we're in, imagine if more of us do more, just one or two things more, what a bigger impact, a better impact we can be in the world. Again, everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, a little shorter edition, going out to my mom's funeral right now. Going to go be with the church and hundreds of people. We had at my father's funeral some years ago, we had about 1,000 people, it seemed, 2,000 people. Her funeral had hundreds there. Alexandra's excited about the day. I'm excited too. It is a beautiful day. And wishing you all the best today as you go and make an impact in other people's lives. Rushing off, my family's waiting for me over there. So I think I'm going to end the show right now. This is a special show with the Rundown with Ramon. Thanks for being here. Reach out to me, DM me, forward this show. Let me know how I can add value to your world. And let's make the world a better place together. Be blessed. Thanks so much for being here on today's Rundown with Ramon. I appreciate you all. Thanks so much for being here.